Welcome back to Prime Morning, and it's time for Women in Business. You know that this is what we bring to you every single Monday. We want to inspire those that are interested in going into the world of business, and so we bring women who are doing amazingly well in the world of business, who have very interesting stories to share, and some things that you can also pick a thing or two to add on to what you already know. And so we inspire you on here during Women in Business, and we also do our very best to let you know that no matter what the circumstance is, you can always do it, provided you are determined and you are inspired. And that's the inspiration that we're bringing to you right here on Prime Morning. Today is no exception of amazing story that is about to be shared to you. Make sure you get interactive with us on all our social media platforms. Go on Facebook, type Joy Prime without the TV. It's just Joy Prime. Go into the comment section and start sending in your messages. Get interactive with us as well on our WhatsApp. The number is 055 157 5757. 055 157 5757. And my guest for Women in Business is seated and ready. One interesting thing about her story is, starting your business on e-commerce. Like, that is just a wow factor for me on there, because it's one thing that I know that a lot of Ghanaians are struggling with getting used to. I'm looking at the time that she started her business on an e-commerce website, and the fact that she's still doing it now, well, I can't wait for her to share that story with us. I can't do justice to telling you exactly who my guest is, so let's take a listen to this. Jacqueline Marina Depont Oware is the founder and creative director of the fashion brand Rina Depont, which makes ready-to-wear clothing. Her keen interest in fashion emerged at an early age, spurred on by a mother and an aunt who were active in the fashion and apparel business. She started her tertiary education at NIIT, then on to the now University of Professional Studies, Accra, where she got a CRM-affiliated professional certificate in marketing and then a professional diploma in marketing. Next, she enrolled in Central University College, where she obtained a Bachelor of Science in Administration Marketing option. She worked for Excel Management Services as a marketing officer for her national service, and then joined Zain Communications, what later became Airtel Ghana Limited. She joined Zain as a sales executive initially, before becoming the youth programs coordinator. When the company became Airtel, she was put in charge of channel key account sales. She worked with Zain Airtel until late 2016, when she resigned to start her own fashion brand. At a time in 2016 when a lot of Ghanaians were not used to shopping for clothes online, she started with an e-commerce website and has been selling online since. Her business started out as a M&K wear, and she has used primarily social media and influencer marketing to grow her business, delighting her clients near and far with affordable artistry. When the then Prince of Wales and his wife visited Ghana with a team from Vogue around 2018, she was one of the few Ghanaian designers selected to showcase their creativity. She has consistently created collections and capsules for a variety of women across the social and economic strata. In December 2018, the company's name was changed to Rina Depont to reflect the growth and future aspirations of the brand. Selling online has helped her market to clients in Holland, France, UK, Canada, USA, Nigeria, Equatorial Guinea, and places as far as Guadeloupe. She's also done corporate attire and corporate branding collaborations with Chivas, Jameson, and Guba. Her work as founder and creative director of Rina Depont helps provide employment for young women. She also ensures that accommodation is free for staff who need it. Additionally, Rina Depont has made and donated clothes to needy children annually in collaboration with different charities and churches. Last year, her collaboration with Issy and Friends charity organization resulted in a donation to Chosen Child Orphanage at Dakoman in Accra during Christmas. She's currently putting up a training facility where Rina Depont will teach young Ghanaians interested in the practical aspects of fashion design the entire process from production to quality control to marketing. And my guest for Women in Business is Jacqueline Marina Depont Oware. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm doing well. And yourself?
I'm great. So, Rina Depont.
Yes.
That's the name of the fashion brand.
Yes.
And you started in 2016.
Yes. I started before that, but I would say
commercially.
Yes, commercially. I took it serious after 2016.
Okay, so before 2016, before taking it serious, how was it like?
Well,
what was it exactly that you were doing? Because yes, you were doing corporate work.
I was doing corporate work. So it all started when I would design stuff. I would draw stuff. I actually grew up in a family where my mom, my auntie, my grandma were all into fashion. They were doing dressmaking. So I started learning at a very early stage. At the age of, I was around 12, 13, I was already paying attention to fabrics, construction of the dresses, everything. So I couldn't have even gotten any good teacher better than them. So it all started. Fast forward, I finished school and I started working with then Zane. Now it's Airtel Tigo. So I would draw the stuff. I'll give it to my mom. Whenever she's free, then she will make them for me. So when I went to work, people, they like it. So they were asking me, did you do this? Where did you buy it? So I started telling people that, oh, I draw it myself, I design it, my mom would do it. So people started, I want one. So I sat back, I'm like, no, this can be, it can be a business.
So wait, hold up. So whilst you were doing this,
yes,
the monies that you were generating from it, were you sharing with your mother?
She's my mom.
Who was the bigger share going to? I want you to, it was going to you. How? But she was doing the main job.
Yes, but if I don't put it together, what are you going to make?
Hey!
And she's my mom, so well.
It was understanding. She took it fine. It was okay to her.
Yes, and she didn't have to. It wasn't anything. It wasn't so serious. So she wasn't doing it under any pressure, right? Anytime she was free, then she would just do it because she was doing her own stuff as well.
Right.
Yes. So she supported me. She's been very supportive. And then when people, I can be at my desk and somebody will call me from a different department. I saw this person wearing this, and she told me you did this, so I also want one. So it started, it started growing. So I decided, no, this is something that I can do.
Right.
This is something that I can do.
There have been quite a whole lot of women on Women in Business. A majority of the times when we hear their stories, you notice that they were doing corporate work.
Yes.
And then transitioned into being a business owner. And I'm always wowed by it because doing a 9-to-5 job, you know that your money is assured at the end of the month.
Yes.
But going into owning a business or entrepreneurship, the probability of you losing, is quite high, and then all that.
Yes, it's very scary.
So what exactly made you decide to resign from your corporate work?
So when people got in touch, people were asking me about it, I felt like it was something I could do. So even when I was still with Airtel, I took out 500 Ghana cedis, and then I bought a couple of fabrics and I had them designed. So, prior to that, what I was doing, I wasn't making them, I was just wearing them. So this time I said, let me do it. And then my husband said, no, I think you should put in a little bit more effort. He had a friend who was a photographer. So we took it to even a rooftop. I didn't even have a model. I just used mannequins.
Okay.
And then we went to a place in Jowlu. We shot it, and then I put it on Facebook. That was the first time I had done it outside my corporate environment.
Right.
And then we put on Facebook, and people started, they wanted it, they got in touch. I'm like, okay, this can be something. So let me give it a try. But it was scary, knowing that you won't be guaranteed of.
Yes, because I'm wondering, is it that, okay, the orders or the attention that you were getting at that time, you were definitely making some money?
Yes, I was.
So is it that when you compare what you were getting so far to what you were making at the end of the month,
doing the corporate work was more, attractive?
At that time, I wouldn't say that I knew for sure that I was going to make it in terms of money, but I felt like this was what I wanted to do, because I've always had a desire to, do something on my own. So I felt like I could do it. That's how come I gave it a shot. I gave it, and it's been worth it.
It's been worth it. But let's come to after you did the photo shoot, you posted it on Facebook. What happened next?
Yes, so then people started getting in touch.
Yeah.
And then I decided that because I want to give it my full attention, it wasn't also fair to where I was working that you're being paid and you have to do your job and you're still taking time off to, do some of your personal things. So to be fair, I had to leave and focus on my thing. Right. So then I left. So in 2016, I got in touch with a friend, Nikki Samones. And then I told her about what I wanted to do. I wanted her to be the face of the brand. And she agreed. So we came to an agreement and we did our first photo shoot and we launched the e-commerce. And that is how everybody got to know.
In 2016?
Yes.
Okay.
2016. And you can imagine at that time where people are not used to e-commerce. People don't know how to order online. So we actually did creative PR. We did a lot of social media marketing. And
I'm sure you did put a lot of money into this.
Yes.
Approximately?
I wouldn't want to go there. But we did a lot of work. We did a lot of work. And we had to even agree with her because she's going to be the ambassador. Obviously, we would have to give her a package. Also, we did some barter here and there. And then we got it going. She also pulled in some strings because she was an influencer at that time. Even she said she is an influencer.
Yeah.
So she got us some of the bloggers here and there to also. So it was everything. Everything came together. It came together.
Now, whilst you were saying this, you mentioned that it wasn't easy, especially the transitioning, deciding to do strictly business ownership.
Yes.
Let's talk about the struggles, the challenges you had to face right from the beginning.
Right from the beginning. So what I didn't mention was before we became Rina Depont, my company was actually M&K. The M was Marina, and then the K was Kofi. That was my husband. Like I said, he was the one who actually pushed me to do this. Even though the name M was capital and the K was capital, the end in the middle was small letters.
Yes, small.
Yes, but people still found it difficult to mention it one way or the other. They were Mandike, Mandike. I'm telling you. Yes, Mandike.
Oh, Mandike.
Yes, but even the logo had the font.
The font of end.
But for some reason, it was always mentioned or pronounced wrongly.
Oh.
Yes, and so when I think in 2018, a friend reached out and they said now King Charles was coming to Ghana, so we needed to showcase some of our things to the president and then King Charles.
How did you land that though?
Okay, so it is networking.
Okay.
One person networking, yes. So that is how come. So when the call came, it was my first time. I started in 2016, and just in a year or two, I'm being asked to do this grand show. It was very challenging. It was, but I decided I was going to do it. So I did my best. We started with the sketches. We came together. But let me get to the story.
Yeah.
So that is how come when I realized that we're going to get a platform, why don't I get a name that will be, people can now get it right, a name that will be global, and stop with this man-K stuff. So then I decided to go for the Rina Depont. That is how come we did the rebranding. So we actually did it right at the time where we were showcasing those designs.
So Depont is your maiden name?
It's my father's name.
It's your father's name,
yes.
And Oware is your husband?
Oware is me, yes,
okay,
right.
Okay, so doing M&K.
Yes.
What was your husband, you were doing it together?
He was doing a part of it. Okay. But he had his own business. But he was just, he does a lot of communication stuff. So the PR stuff and all of that, he does it for me.
Right, so let's continue with the challenges.
Yes, so the challenges, yes, so right.
So the name?
Yes, so we had the name and then we started going. The main challenge I would say is that the business itself, the model being e-commerce was a challenge because the average Ghanaian wants to walk into a shop, try it on, make sure it fits right before they go ahead and buy it. So for me to tell people that just give me your size or send me a picture and I can make it for you was very strange.
I wonder how fashion designers do this. send me a picture.
Yes.
And then the attire will come and it fits you
yes,
perfectly.
so you study the body type.
Oh, you guys have great eyes.
Yes, but not everybody. Just about a week ago, a lady got in touch with me, and then she wanted a dress for her friend in Germany. She was using it for a graduation. And I was requesting for any measurements she had, or just the size, and then a picture. She was like, Madam, somebody took the same thing from me, and what they gave me, it wasn't...
What you ordered versus what you got.
So I told her, you just trust me, give it to me. Yeah. And when she gave me the measurements and she gave me the picture, I was like, there's no way the person standing here giving me a waist of 32, and look at the picture. She's far bigger than that. So the two doesn't work at all. And she was like, okay, then just use your judgment, and then I can show you proof. They got it. She was like, it was a perfect fit. Sometimes you don't get it right, it will just be close to it.
Yeah.
We usually get it right. Yes. So it hasn't been easy. We have to do a lot of education, telling people that. But once they are able, somebody orders and they get it. Trust me, they even do the word of mouth for you. And when they are doing it, they are excited because they say it with so much passion. I didn't have to drive all the way to her place. She just asked me this, and they got it right. So along the way, people picked up. Even now, we are still having challenges because not everybody is still used to it.
Yeah, we are still not used to it.
But we are getting there. And then the other challenge comes with delivery. Because it's purely online, they don't pick up. You have to deliver to the clients. And you know Ghanaian workers sometimes, when it comes to dispatches, they can take their dress. And when somebody is waiting for it to go to an event at a certain time, they are out there doing another round somewhere.
Yeah, doing... Oh, God.
So that is one of the main challenges. I tried getting a bike on my own for, it was also...
The same.
Oh, no, sweetheart. The guy takes his own stuff, and then when you give him your things, he gives priority to his things.
I've actually encountered quite a number who, after delivering the stuff to me, they'll go like, Madam, please, if you need any delivery services, you can contact me. Like, are you not supposed to be working for this person? Okay, so he's doing that, but he's on his own at the same time.
And they're using your fuel. You are buying the fuel.
Right.
It was very challenging, but thanks to technology, now we have apps. So it's just like, it works like the Uber app. You just put in your location, the delivery person taking it, whoever is requesting, and then you put in your location and the person's location. They pick it up and it's gone. So some of these challenges, we are overcoming them bit by bit, yeah.
So when you started, I know that you started off with your mother.
Yes.
You're doing the sewing and you doing the designing. Now, after you officially started putting your works on Facebook and then all that, who was doing the sewing now? Did you have to go to school to learn sewing as well?
I learned it from my parents, but I didn't have to go to any school.
Okay.
Not at all.
Okay. So were you now doing the sewing yourself?
I wasn't, because there was a lot of things for me to do. And I had to even get on more people to help. So I was doing purely the designing, managing the stuff. And also I had to look at the quality control myself. When they finish, you need to make sure and ensure that it is done right. The finishing has to be great. So I didn't do the sewing myself, but the end-to-end process, I was involved in all of it.
So about how many employees?
So we are currently a team of 7.
How many did you start with?
I actually started with my mom and her apprentice. So my mom had an apprentice, and then she was working with them, and then we started, and now we are about 7.
And you were still taking the greater part of the monies?
Yeah.
she just literally winked at me like... Oh, wow.
Yes. Oh, but she's been remunerated well now, so she's fine. Yes.
Right. Okay, so now let's talk about how you were able to overcome all these challenges. I know that definitely there's still some challenges.
Yes. Yeah. We still have challenges. Let me say, one of them too is getting skilled staff. Yes. So now what we do is that we let them come in. We even take them through training, and sometimes the difficult part is when you train them, at a point they have to go or they have to leave, and that is where it's difficult. So we try as much as possible to maintain them. And one thing that we've realized is that when they're coming from far, transportation is a big challenge. They don't even get in on time. When they finish, you look at the stress of it also. We decided to get a small apartment where they can live close by, and then it takes away all that stress. It takes away people living here and there. So those have you
ever had to deal with somebody that you took in to train, and then at the end of it, after a short period of working with you after the training, they leave and it looks like they want to compete with you?
This is very interesting. I currently have a scenario like that.
Oh.
This isn't even a person who was sewing. She's an assistant.
An assistant?
Yes. So she got to learn everything. She was with me for close to 2 years. She got to learn everything from, well, maybe the designing, she wouldn't get that part right, but, you know, how to talk to customers, how to make sure everything. Because at a point, she was doing all the quality control. So I taught her what to look out for, so she's going to apply all of that. When we are going on set, she's the one who manages all the photographers, everything. So she's learned quite a lot. She just broke the news to me about a month ago that she wants to get into her own business. I was like, why not? Yes.
Okay. So right now, what I'm thinking of is, if she ends up bringing out her own designs and her own stuff, would it not be too close to what you do? And by the way, what makes your design very peculiar, stand out?
I don't think she has the background that I have.
When it comes to education?
Oh, education would be one, but I mean in the fashion business.
Okay.
I don't think 2 years is something that it would take her time. It would take her time, because it took me a lot of time to get here. I just didn't start like that. So I don't think it will be close, not at all. I think even she herself mentioned that she doesn't think she can do the elaborate stuff, so she's going to start by doing just the simple stuff. Yes, so I'm not worried about that.
I was actually going to ask you that should an employer who decides to, do something like that, should they be worried if they are training people in the field that they are flourishing in?
Yes.
Or started not too long ago, you take in hands. And I know quite a number of people who even train for free.
Yes, yes.
But at the end of the day, they have people come in and then turn around and start competing with them.
Yeah. I think when they come in and then they look at how things are going, they realize that, okay, they take the orders. So they see all the orders that are coming in.
They're like, oh, this is lucrative.
Yes, exactly. I think that is the motivation for them. They look at it and all this coming in, we do this, we do that. I think I can make this. Forgetting that there are a lot of challenges. They don't think about all of that. I personally am not worried. I feel like go out there, try it, and then you will see.
Smell the pepper yourself.
Yes, you smell it yourself. Because that money that we put away, when we are doing shoots, we still go back to that coffers to pick it. They don't look at it. They feel like you're keeping all of this for yourself. But when we have projects, when we are putting up a facility, when we are doing the shoots, we still go to that coffers. When there's a season where we are off peak, there's not a lot of work, we still go to that coffers to pay you.
Yeah.
So you don't see it as she's stacking the money for herself. They don't look at all of that. So it's quite unfortunate. It's quite unfortunate.
Whilst listening to your profile, it was very obvious that all your educational, achievements has nothing to do with fashion.
Yes.
And it's one thing that I've noticed with a lot of the youth. They are done with school, they are not getting a job, and so they feel that they have to get strictly exactly what they studied in school. I want you to explain how it was like for you switching from something that you hadn't studied for, but you only saw it as a skill and you decided to grow on it.
Well, I think that for me it was easy. It was easy because it's something that I've been in that family for. I've learned everything, and I knew that I had a passion for it. So for me, it wasn't so difficult. And also what I learned in school, I learned marketing. So I applied the same thing that I learned in my business.
Okay.
You understand? The SWOT analysis, all the product life cycle, everything that I learned. Marketing cuts across every field. So for me, I just applied what I learned in school and then I used it here. And I also say that the corporate institution helped me a lot. It made me learn a lot from structures, you understand. Sometimes when you go straight into entrepreneurship, it's buga buga.
Yeah.
You're doing it, you don't know much. But the experience I had from Airtel, it really helped. I got to know how to, do things in order, the structures in place that you need to have. So I think that.
So you would say that there is absolutely no harm in trying out a career or starting a career that you didn't study for?
Oh, no. I think that it's before you can do something and be good at it, you need to try other things.
Okay.
And then when you try other things, you know what you like and you know what you don't like. Then you can be able to decide, this is what I want to do. Without trying other things and then doing a lot of things, you won't be able to, know exactly what you want and what to do.
Right. Okay. So now let's come to the materials you use for your designs. How do you get them easily? Do you get them in Ghana? Do you get them from outside of Ghana? Let's talk about all that.
Okay, so I get most of them from Ghana.
Most of them?
Yes, most of them from Ghana. I try taking them from outside. The challenge is sometimes when you ship them, they don't get here on time for you to do what you want to do, because we have a calendar that we work with. So we need the things to get in at a certain time to be able to complete it at a certain time. So yes, I'll say that I get them from Ghana, but the challenge that we have with that also is that the manufacturers sometimes don't want to produce the same designs over a certain period. So once they bring out this design, maybe after 6 months, you won't get that same pattern anymore.
Yeah.
So it brings the problem where you have to now, once I design this with this orange, I have to stock up the same fabric and keep it. So if I'm making
in case somebody wants the same
usually they want the same thing, because what you put out there on the website, when they go, that is what they are ordering for.
Right.
So when you put a design out there and luckily for you it goes well or it's received well and it starts running out, you will need to make sure that you get the same thing. If you don't, that is where you have the challenge, because maybe the manufacturer is not going to produce the same
thing. Yes. Exactly.
So now you have to come to a point where you have to either do a reshoot of the same dress in a different design for the customers to see, or try and convince them. Yes, because sometimes it's not easy for them to just see the fabric and imagine that this will work well. So you need to show them how it would actually look before they can buy. So it's also one of the things that we are trying to work around, because you don't know how something would be received until you put it out there. So when you put it out there and it goes well, it's a problem. If it doesn't go well, so if it doesn't go well, you have the fabric. What we do is to recycle it into another design for another collection. So that is, but when you don't get to stock it back again, then it's either you're losing money, or you have to try and convince the people to take what you have. So
now, now let's talk about branding. Okay, in the world of fashion, how important is branding?
It is the most, I think it's very critical, because your brand speaks what you want to do. I'll say my brand specifically, what I want to put out there is affordable artistry. I don't want anybody, I'm not the type who likes the plain stuff from every corner. We want to do something a little bit more, elaborate. So you have to find your segment where you want to be and then focus on it. I had identity crisis some time back. I actually wanted to do, when I look at the glam, the glam that comes with the beading stuff, the kente, when it comes to what's the name of it? The Ghana Music Awards, the gowns and stuff, they were getting all the attention, right? Okay. They were getting all the followers. So I was like, do I do this? Do I do that? So I had to really sit down and focus and say that this is what my brand stands for and this is what I want to do. You understand? And we try to position ourselves where we give the clothes at an affordable price, because when you look at the things out there, I think around $200 to about $1,000 nowadays when you look at the elaborate stuff, but we are trying to get the everyday woman to look good all the time. So branding and then you positioning yourself it's important.
So who's your target group?
I look at the ages of 25 to 45.
How was it identifying your market niche?
I looked at what I was doing and the kind of people who wanted to wear it. Because also when you bring it out, you look at the people that are receiving it, and then you can tell that, okay, this is the group of people that want to wear my stuff. So you usually nowadays are 45 to 50. They don't like the form-fitted stuff. You look at
they want to feel free,
and all of that. So I actually just zoomed into the people who were buying my things for me to know that, okay, this is the category that I'm going to make my clothes for.
Have you had to change your style over time since you started in 2016? Because fashion is evolving.
Yes, it's evolving. Right. So yes, as the trends come along, you study, you switch. Has
it helped?
Oh yes, it has, because I think change is very important. Once there's no change, we are not evolving. So I think it helps, yes. And then your style will change along the way. So you tweak things here and there, and then you keep it.
What's
moving.
your style?
My style, I'll say simple, elegant,
okay,
and maybe sophisticated.
Simple, elegant,
yes.
sophisticated.
Yes.
Anyways, viewers, I hope that you're sending in your message. Our WhatsApp line is very, very active. The number is 055-157-5757. 055-157-5757. Or you can go to our Facebook page, Joy Prime. Go into the comment section. If you have any question for Jacqueline here, she is ready to answer any question at all in relation to the world of fashion or how you'd want to start a business. You want to sell clothes, not necessarily making them, but you want to sell. I believe that Jacqueline here has the right answers for you. So start sending in your questions right now, okay? Right, so let's come to how you're able to be and stay creative and innovative.
So I like to play around a lot. I play around a lot. I have my pencil and my paper all the time.
All the time.
All the time. So sometimes the design will come to you fully. Sometimes it will come as just a sleeve. So you put it down sometimes. So it just, you play around and then it comes in bits and pieces. You put them together. I get inspiration from everything around me. So anytime I'm walking and I'm in my zone, I keep looking at stuff. You see a flower, a building, all of it inspires you. So I think I keep at it by, you know, playing around all the time. And then just by doing that, it comes to me.
So would you say you're a natural artist? And so
I would say that it's a talent, yes.
It's a talent.
Yes, I think.
Is your dad an artist?
He wasn't.
He wasn't.
But I for some reason, I knew how to draw when I was even in JSS. So even when I was going to secondary school, I wanted to do visual arts.
Okay.
Yes,
okay.
But unfortunately, my dad was like, nah.
You're not doing visual arts.
And I went to do business. Yes. So I think it's just a talent that I have. Yes.
Let's come to a memorable moment you would never forget since you started Rina Depont.
I'll give you, let me see. The Prince Charles, now King Charles moment was a big one for
me. In 2018.
2018. I won't forget that. That opportunity was good. I like that. And, you know, just last Friday, I was nominated for the 40 Under 40 Awards. So I was going in as a nominee. And guess what? An ambassador's wife decided to buy a ticket, come with her 2 children, and come and just support me. This is somebody that I don't know from anywhere.
Wow. It
was so heartwarming. And being as thoughtful as she is, she actually came in a dress of mine. I'm telling you, it touched me so much. And this is somebody I don't know from anywhere.
How did she then get
a relative of hers was buying things for me? So she was like, okay, my in-law wants something, and I made it for her. And that was just it. She just got in touch, and I think she saw it on my page that I've been nominated. So she was like, I just want to be there to support you.
Oh, wow.
Sweetheart, it's amazing. It's something that I won't forget at all. So last Friday was a good one.
Well, congratulations for the nomination.
Thank you.
Right. Let's talk about how Rina Depont has sustained itself by strictly being, you know, doing e-commerce, because like everybody knows, a business, online business, is not easy. There are certain things that you have to learn, certain things you have to understand. How best would you even put yourself out there? For you, for instance, it was. I would say you were quite lucky because you got Nikki Simonis right from the beginning to come on board. At that time, she was very popular.
Yes, very popular.
She was well known. But for somebody who doesn't have any celebrity as a friend or a relative, but is highly inspired by you and wants to start his or her business by doing e-commerce websites, what would you say has sustained your brand?
I think that keeping, having constant content for my page and being very interactive with my clients, I would say, has helped a lot. Because when you are on e-commerce and it's purely a social media thing, there is no other way they can get to you but by following all your pages that you have. So it has to be very interactive. You always need to bring out content that would appeal to them. So I would think that it is us consistently creating new designs and then being able to provide content for them, and then having, you know, that interaction all the time, because in this business,
so you constantly have to put something fresh something
out, yes,
interesting on
yes, there. Yes. So even times when we are not even able to do shoots, now I even try to do some with my phone, right? Because you can't always organize a shoot. And there are times that you might run out of, you know, content, and you still need to put something out there. So you just have to be creative, find a way. I even have a guy also in India who does editing for me. So
you have a guy in India?
Yes.
Why not in Ghana?
Well, he reached out to me, and I realized he has a good job. He's doing something, and it's affordable. Yes, yes, and he's quite on time. When you give it to him today, hey, tomorrow you have it.
Hey, people are serious.
Yes.
From India.
Yes.
You work for somebody in Ghana.
Yes, yes. So being able to have a lot of content when you are doing e-commerce is very important. It's so important.
So aside the websites that you showcase your stuff on, that people go on there to order and order, I believe you're on other social media platforms.
We're on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, all of the social medias. We are present everywhere.
So I've met quite a number of fashion designers, and it looks like there's this thing about posting more videos instead of pictures, posting more pictures instead of videos. With how, you know, immense you are in social media because of the work, which one would you say has really helped you? Do you get more attention when you post your videos or pictures?
So I think that Instagram itself has been changing, right? When we started, pictures was doing everything for us, but I think when they brought in the reels, now people started paying more attention to the videos. And I realized that no, I think the videos also help, because it helps you to give detail of the dress.
Yes.
Because when it's a picture, they have to actually zoom in and then see that. But with a video, you turn around, we take all the angles. So the videos is helping. The reels that came in, I think that the videos are doing much better now. Now when you put the pictures, you don't get a lot of traction, but the videos are doing well.
So you post the videos and then you easily get people to get onto the website because there's a link in your bio.
But you know, because they're also not very comfortable with the website, not everybody goes to the website. I still have people coming through WhatsApp, my DMs, all of that. So the website is an e-commerce platform, but they are not strictly going by that. You have people who send you screenshots of things they've seen on your page and then send it to you on WhatsApp. And it's a sale, so you just don't tell them, you don't redirect them back to the website, because maybe they're finding difficulty or maybe one reason or the other. So you just take the orders through the WhatsApp, and then you give them the prices, and then they come back, and then you seal the deal. So you still do it.
I'm wondering if you'll get to a point where you would totally not do the e-commerce, the websites anymore. I mean, I believe that some people are wondering what e-commerce is. Can you help with explaining to people what e-commerce?
So e-commerce is it's an online business. It is a website. So you get a website, and that is where you host your items. You make your designs, you post them on it. I actually got somebody who did it for me, because you have people who create the websites. So you do that, and it's online. You don't have to have a physical store for somebody to walk in. And I think you were going to ask if there's going to be a time where we would...
Yeah, because people are still finding it very difficult.
Yes, but I think it's
getting onto a website to place an order and then order. When you can go to Instagram or Facebook, you just go to what you're seeing, and then you hit on the WhatsApp link, it takes you there, you know.
So people are doing that, but I don't think I'll leave I'm going to totally put the website aside. No, I think people are learning, and we will get there.
I believe people are learning too.
Yeah, they are learning. So,
earlier you mentioned the fact that when you mentioned about the whole King Charles in 2018, and I asked, how did you learn that? And you're like, network.
Yes.
Now let's talk about the importance of networking.
So networking, I would say it's important. It's very critical. I know it's difficult sometimes when you're married, you have a kid, you're running the business, you still need to meet people. It's not easy at all, but I believe that when God wants to open a way, He uses human beings.
Yes.
So you need to find people who can help you do your work. And so in my case, Prince Charles, King Charles, it was somebody who also spoke to somebody who got you there. Sometimes you're good to people, they can help you with financial opportunities. Sometimes, how do you call it? I would say generally networking is very important, because if you don't get to meet people, you don't know the opportunities that are out there for you. So you need to put yourself out there, get in touch with people, find people in your circle who are doing the same thing. Okay, they get to inspire you. When you hear other people's stories, sometimes you even get some motivation. You realize that whatever I'm going through, I'm not going through by myself. There are people that are also going through it. So it gives you, that motivation, and then you keep going. So networking is very important.
How do you maintain such relationships? And I know that there are quite a number of people who feel like, when you go to places and you're trying to get to know somebody, or you're always the one that you want to approach somebody and start talking with, all those things. How can one overcome such a thing, and how do you, at the end of the day, maintain such relationships?
I think that it's simple. When you just have to learn to be nice. So you walk up to the person and then you just introduce yourself, and then you just tell them, if they are free, you make sure you're not intruding in their privacy. Just make sure that it's the right time. You understand? And in some networking events, they actually give you the opportunity to talk to people. So sometimes those ones come very easy. If not, you just walk up to the person, try and find out how, what they do. You don't go with a request initially because you don't know them. So it's just trying to get, once you don't also constantly call them, but once in a while you check in, you get in touch, and then you just keep the relationship going. It builds up. It builds up. And then you know that once you are at the back of their mind, there's a constant reminder, you talk to them. So when there's an opportunity, this lady that even got in touch yesterday, why not ask her if she can do it? And that is how you land the deals, and you get to know people.
Okay, I was going to ask you what has been your greatest or your biggest deal, but I know you would mention the King Charles.
It is.
Okay. How does the future look for Rina Depont?
It looks great. I think that we have some things in the pipeline. I think that in the near future, I would be doing e-commerce. I'm not going to stop e-commerce, but I'll look at getting a storefront. Okay, I also want people to be able to work, because people do sometimes impulse buying. Somebody also has an invitation to a program they were not even aware of. So with that case, at this time, when you make an order, within 3 to 5 working days, you get it, right? But people still call and then, I have something I have to go to tomorrow. So looking at all of that, we are maybe, I'll say, missing out on that one. So we'd want to get a storefront as time goes on, and then have people, walk in and pick it as and when they want.
That would be nice. That would be really nice. All right, so we have some messages. Let's read some of the messages. Good morning, madam. Okay. Right. Sorry about that. So we have some messages for Jacqueline, who is the CEO of Rina Depont. Okay, so let's read. Hello, good morning. I'm Dan from Accra. I'm watching the show just because of her dimples. She's very beautiful. I know, right? Well, I kept on looking at her dimples though while she was talking.
Thank you, Dan.
This one says, please, I want to learn fashion from you. Is there any number I can call on? She would definitely put her number out there, so don't tune out. Keep on watching. Hello, good morning. My name is Eric. I want to know what the profit margin should be in case you want to venture into such a business from Ashaiman. Do you want to answer that?
Well, I'll just give a percentage. I think between 60 to 70%. Yes, so that is the profit margin you should be looking at. If you put everything in place right, you should be looking at that. Yes.
And would you say this is a lucrative business?
It is. It is. It is.
On a scale of 1 to 10?
On an 8.
That's good. That's good then.
It's challenging. When you start, you're not going to get it right off the bat. But you make mistakes, you learn. Once you get exposed, people get to hear of your brand. You're giving them what they want. That's very important, because when you retain the customers, you don't have to spend money to get on new customers. So the brand customer retention is very important, because when you're looking for more clients, you end up spending more. In our business, how do you get the customers? You only get them through either somebody's giving you word of mouth, or you're doing social media advertising, which is very expensive now. Very expensive. So you have to make sure that once the person receives the dress, they will love it and come back. So when they're coming back, it helps you to reduce your cost. Yes. So.
Are you wearing Rina Depont?
Yes.
Okay. I wish you could stand, but then it's fine.
No.
It's fine. Yeah, you could sit and then. Okay, so how much for this?
This will be around 450
Ghana cedis?
Yes.
Oh, it is pocket friendly.
Yes, yes. It's relatively
450 Ghana cedis.
Yes.
How long did it take to make this?
Not a day.
Not a day.
Yes. Maybe between 9 to 3. 9 to 3.
9 to 3.
Yes, yes. Usually when you're making the dress, the first pattern is what takes a lot of time. But once you get it right, subsequent ones, it runs a little faster. Yeah.
Okay. So I know a lot of RTW people who they price per the sizes, so 12, 14, 16. So from 16, 18, 20, it's quite higher than 8, 10, 12.
Smaller sizes, yes.
It's the same with you?
I do the same thing, yes.
Okay.
I do the same thing. So my pricing changes from, I think, 14, 16 and upwards.
Why is that?
Why is that? It's because whatever fabric that you're going to use for a plus size person, it's as twice as what you use for a size 8.
Okay.
Yes. So sometimes it's not because we just want to do that, but it's because of the things involved. You have to use twice as much as you use for a smaller person.
I'm asking this because a lot of the times when you're purchasing already made stuff, you have the prices, the sizes from 8 to 16, 8 to 18, and it's still the same price.
Yes.
But then when you're purchasing RTWs,
unfortunately
from 14, 16,
14, 16, yes. So we have changed ours to 8 to 14, and then from 14 upwards, the prices vary. But it's not significant. It's just something small, slight.
Very, very little.
Very small.
Okay, so RTW is ready to wear.
Yes,
ready to wear RTW. Jacqueline, thank you so much for being here. Before you go, final words, what do you want to tell people out there? Do you have anything that you are bringing up very soon?
Oh, yes. We have a new collection that we'll be releasing maybe in the next month. Yes, so we have that. And what I want to say to the upcoming, fashion designers is that you have to find a lane and then listen to your customers. Listen to what they want. There was an era where almost all my customers wanted yellow. So when I make yellow clothes, it just keeps flying. And a friend got in touch. Why are you using yellow? Why is it your favorite color? I'm like, no, I'm listening to the demand. I want to give them what they want. So the one advice is for them to, pay attention to their customers, know what they want, and then give it to them. And then allow yourself to make mistakes. Once you make mistakes, you learn from them, and then you'll be good.
You'll definitely be good. Please put out your number, and your social media handles.
So all our social media handles are Rina Depont. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, everywhere. RINADEPONT. And then our number is 054-588-9931.
Thank you once more for being here. Have a lovely morning, viewers. I hope that you've learned a lot from Jacqueline Marina Depont Oware, who is the CEO of Rina Depont RTW. Okay, so she is the creative director of Rina Depont. And I mean, looking at what she's wearing, she does amazing stuff. So you have to make sure that you get yourself some, and it's affordable, it's pocket friendly. That's what I'm super excited about. That's in particular, that it is pocket friendly. Thank you once more for being here.
Thank you for having me.